Hi everyone, today I would like to continue my makeup decluttering for the beginning of 2016, and for now I decided to go with my single eyeshadows and my pigments. I store them all in this box here in the drawer that also keeps my foundations and the majority of my eyeshadow palettes, so I decided that I will go through this box here. And the products I'm going to keep, I'm going to just put in this box. It's pretty much the same, it's just an empty one. So there we go, you can see it is quite full. It is quite full, and hopefully we can declutter quite a bit. So first up I have this sleek pigment. This is in Tigers and it is a shimmery bronzy shade. I like this quite a bit, and from what I could find out, Sleek most likely is cruelty free, so I'm going to keep this for a bit longer. It might be one of the few pigments I'm keeping though. Then I have my Alberti Mono Eyeshadow in Warm Vanilla. This is my go-to brow bone highlight, along with one other eyeshadow that I'm going to show you pretty soon, I think. And I'm definitely going to keep this. Yeah, here we go. This is the Catrice Velvet Matte Eyeshadow in Vanillity Fair, and this is my other go-to brow bone highlight. This is a new one. I believe they are discontinuing the Velvet Matte eyeshadows in the Catrice range, in their product range, so I decided to stock up, and I think I bought 2 of these, which I know kind of goes against the idea of decluttering, but yeah, I would like to have this for quite a bit, and then as I finish them up I can find hopefully a new very good brow bone highlight. Now the next Catrice eyeshadow I have right here is their Absolute Eye Color in number 570, Plum of the Jam. And hopefully you can see in the screen right there that this has some golden reflex in it. It's a plummy shade, plummy red shade with golden reflex. I'm definitely keeping this. I love the shadow and wouldn't want to part with it. Then this guy here is another new eyeshadow for me. It's also a Catrice eyeshadow from their Absolute Eye Color range, and this is number 750, new in brown. So this is a shimmery brown shade. I would call this a medium brown, and I just like this color a lot. So there you go. This is really beautiful in my opinion, so I'm definitely going to keep this one as well. Then a shade I've had for a bit, but that still does not show too much progress, is another Catrice eyeshadow. This is their Absolute Eye Color in 930 Hakuna Matata. So this is a matte eyeshadow, and it's a medium to dark brown, I would call it. Then we're coming to this P2 eyeshadow. This is the I Dream in Afternoon Break. I am unsure about this because I just don't wear green eyeshadows too much, so I'm going to set this aside for later. Now, next up we have a MAC eyeshadow. This was from the Serve Baby limited edition, and this is in Serve USA. And it is this wonderful teal shade. Now, I don't use teal shades too often, and I believe I've said that before. I am going to declutter this just because I think if I find a new home for this, somebody else might be more happy with it than me. Then we have the Catrice Intensify eyeshadow in Please Gold the Line number 80. And this is just a creamy golden shade. This is probably a baked eyeshadow from what I can tell. It has the dome and everything. I'm not too happy with these, honestly, because I find them a bit harder to apply than the other Catrice eyeshadows, but I'm going to set this aside for now to decide later on. Then I have a L'Oreal Infallible eyeshadow. This is in Hourglass Beige. This is a shimmery beige, and I'm not going to keep them. I barely ever use them, and as far as I can tell, there is so much product in here that it would take years to use them. Then I have the Essence Metal Glam eyeshadow in Miss Tangerine. This does not show up too. Let me see. Here we go. This is a very, very shimmery, orangey peachy shade. And as far as I have heard, the shimmery particles are actually just an overlay. So once you have worked your way through this, it's gone. I haven't even used this one yet, so I'm going to definitely keep it because I love the color, and hopefully after the glitter particles have come off, it will still be a nice shade, so I'm going to keep that. Then I have another L'Oreal Infallible eyeshadow. This is in Sahara Treasure, and this is a shimmery taupey brown shade. And I'm going to just pass this along as well. Then I have a MAC eyeshadow. This is a mineralized eyeshadow in Love Connection. As you can see, it has two shades here. These are their baked eyeshadows. You have the lighter shade up here, and then it's like a pinky champagne shade, and down here you have a goldeny brown, bronzy shade. I'm gonna see if I can find a new home for this. Then I have the MAC eyeshadow in Mythical. And this is a rusty, reddish, bronzy shade. I like these shades in general, but I'm going to try and pass along all my MAC shadows, so this one has to go. Next I have my Catrice Liquid Metal Eyeshadow in Golden Roses. I think they are discontinuing these, but I'm not 100% sure, so I'm definitely keeping this because this is just such a beautiful eyeshadow. Then I have another Catrice eyeshadow. This is in My Mermaid, number 910. Doesn't show up in camera properly. Let me see. Yeah. Does not show. It's a very, very light minty shade, so I'm going to keep this because I think I have decluttered almost all my other minty eyeshadows. And then yet another L'Oreal Infallible eyeshadow. This is in Endless Chocolate, and this is a more matte eyeshadow than the others. I'm not sure if it's 100% matte. No, it's definitely not. It is a chocolatey brown with less shimmer than these two though. So this does not shimmer as much, I feel. I have another pigment. This is my P2 Sun City Be Electric Loose Eyeshadow, and this is also another bronzy shade. Now this is more bronzy than the sleek shade I'm keeping, and from what I know, the P2 range was so cruelty free when I got this one, so I'm going to keep that and see if I can use it up. I might put a deadline to these two though, because I've had them for so long that I just think if I don't use them often enough, I might as well pass them along or move them out of my collection. Then I have another MAC eyeshadow. This is in Folie, and this is a brown in a satin finish. Now I'm going to pass this along with all the others because it just does make sense. If I find a new home for it, that would be very good. Another MAC eyeshadow I have is in Volux Pearl. This is carbonized, and this is it. It's a nice darker brown, and this is pretty. It is very pretty, but I'm still gonna probably try and find a new home for this. Then this eyeshadow I'm definitely going to pass along. This is MAC's Blue Candy in a satin finish, and I just don't wear blue eyeshadows. Then I have a Pro Longwear eyeshadow from MAC. It is this guy here in Sweet Satisfaction, and this is a mid-tone to lighter brown that is quite shimmery. Actually, I think it's a lighter brown, so I'm going to pass this along as well. Then I have a Manhattan Luxopolis eyeshadow in VI Patrol. So this is a Patrol-y eyeshadow, teal shade, and I'm going to pass this along because I barely ever use it. The same goes for the other Manhattan Luxopolis eyeshadow in Jet Set Jade. This is also a very nice shade, but yeah, I don't use them often enough, so I might as well pass them along. Then another MAC Pro Longwear eyeshadow is this one here. This is in Want to Watch, and this is just a brown shade as well, an orangey brown. It is quite nice, but I've barely used it, so I might as well pass it along and hopefully find a new home for it. Then I have this one here. This is my sample for a MAC pigment, and I think this one is grape. Let me see if I can show you the color. So here we go. This is a dark purple with purple and maybe a bit of some blue reflex. I am not going to use this one up entirely, so I'm going to try and pass this along. Maybe somebody is interested in it. Then another MAC eyeshadow is their mineralized eyeshadow in the sun. This is technically a mix of pinkish, purple, golden veins, and I am really just going to pass this along. I don't use it. Another MAC Prolonger eyeshadow is an Lie Low. This is it. And I'm also going to pass this along. Then I have another Catrice eyeshadow. This is their Absolute Eye color in Control Shop Boys. I'm going to keep this one as well. Now, then I have another one of my Alberti eyeshadows in Warm Vanilla. Of course, I'm going to keep that. Now we have another Catrice Intensify Wet and Dry eyeshadow. This is in Lunch at Tiffany's. And this is a more taupey shade. I'm going to do the same with this one. I'm just going to decide after I've done all my other eyeshadows. Then I have one pigment sample from MAC again. I'm not sure which shade this is. I believe it might be tan. This is it. I'm going to keep this one because I just love the color and there's not too much left in here, so I'm pretty sure I can use this up in 2016. Then I have a whole bunch of BEC pigments, and I'm going to just pass them all along because I don't use them often enough. I have Laguna right here, which is a tealy shade with golden reflex. Then I have a navy, which is a dark blue. I have Gossip, which is another even darker teal, and there is not much left in here, honestly, but I'm still going to pass this along. I believe I said so in Project Eye already, in my finale for that. I'm going to pass this along. The same goes for the PYT pigment, and this is a nice darker champagne color, but yeah, I just don't use them often enough. Then Teddy, I'm going to pass along as well. This is a dark teddy bear brown in a way. I have a matte pigment in Choco. It's like a chocolatey brown. Jade is a light green with a hint of, I don't know, probably doesn't show up properly. It's just a light green. Stripped is a darker skin tone colored shade, also very nice, but still I'm not using them often enough. Go-Go is close to well, this is a warm toned brown with teal reflex in it. So this is very gorgeous, but I don't use them. Then I have a Rustique here. Rustique is a more yellow orangey bronze shade. Flip is this guy here. I think I said before that I'm going to pass this along. So this is a neon green. And the last one is in Amber. This is a brown. And I'm just going to pass this along, all of them. And I just noticed that the BEC pigments, the lids don't close properly anymore, so I spilled one. So that's not too good. Now let's continue though. Then I have these 4 MAC pigments. They came in a set, and they are the Crushed Metal pigments from a Christmas holiday limited edition. I don't even know. They are in Spicy Smoke and Roasted Chestnut, and in Pearl and Rose Light. I'm going to pass these along. Then I have a limited edition eyeshadow. This was from the Venomous Villains limited edition. This is in DeVille. Just carefully open this one up. So, as you can see, there's Cruella de Vil on it, and this is the eyeshadow. This is a reddish, rusty color. It's very beautiful, but I'm just going to try and pass this along because I can't. Then we have two more, and they are MAC Pigments as well. This one is the MAC Pigment in Emerald Dusk. This is a dark blue. And we have Golden Olive, which is an olive with golden reflex in it. Now, I like them both, but they are MAC pigments, and I don't use pigments too often, so I'm going to try and find a new home for these as well. So, I have these three here that I wanted to decide on. The P2 Eye Dream in green. I don't think I'm going to use this, so I'm going to pass this along. And my Catrice Intensive Eye eyeshadows, I just don't think I'll reach for them, especially when I have to do my makeup in the mornings, and when I'm in a hurry I just won't reach for them because I need to apply them wet, because that way I like the color a lot better. So I'm going to pass these along as well. So let me quickly do the math here. And I think I am missing a Catrice Velvet Matte eyeshadow in Vanilla Fair, because I am pretty sure I bought a second one. So I'm keeping 13 here, and you probably can't see them properly. I tried to lay them out so that I can see every single one of them. There's 13 here, maybe 14, because like I said, I think I have another Velvet Matte eyeshadow. I think it's outside, honestly, so there's that. And I am passing along 26. So I hope you enjoyed this video, and I will see you guys soon. Bye!